give a super fast recap. So there's a whole bunch of uh, people that belong to these. I could look at my notes here, but there's all those special guilds that are the Order of the Gauntlet and Emerald Enclave, and a whole bunch of people were down in our town, and they basically said, we went up and we're trying to find these people that have been kidnapped, and then there's all kinds of extra little side things like one person's a moon elf and we have to figure that out. Some people have some seeds, magical seeds that we have to find, and just there's 3 important delegates that we have to figure out where they went. But basically, after hunting all around for these guys, we went into an area. We first dug up a lot of these graves that had some pretty odd signias on them. Like some were like earth and air and different elemental type cults. And now we're looking down giant vultures that are swarming around, and we're making our way across a spire bridge to kind of infiltrate this to figure out maybe these people are in here. That's kind of it that I remember in a nutshell.
Plus,
Anybody have anything to add?
I was just gonna say, that was a pretty good recap. But yeah, you guys did pretty well last week. You guys are cruising around. The old farmer, he gave you guys the information on how to get to the spire, because you had noticed that there were vultures flying around, and there are a couple other clues that had led you guys to check out this spire that's in the Sighing Valley, which the Sighing Valley is in the I think it's the Sumner Hills, and then the Sumner Hills is in the the valley. So the Desert Valley, and then the valley's in the Sword Coast. It's just crazy. You guys are keeping in a place, and a place, and a place, and a place. So. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue. So you guys can see here by the scene here. This is pretty much what you guys were seeing, and I'm gonna put another map up. You guys can close that scene anytime you want to. So, but that's pretty much, you had seen, these giant vultures, and actually to kind of go back on last week, Theo, anytime that there's any kind of like a historical check that has to involve any of the cultists, he nails it with a crit every single time. He did that again last week, so I went ahead and rewarded him with the information for the other 2 factions also.
Huzzah!
Yeah, and there's a bunch of you guys that have actually joined those factions, those people that were gone last week. There was all schmoozy in a party, so prepare yourself.
Prepare for death and carnage for being associated with these organizations now. No, I'm just kidding.
I did not get involved with these organizations. Everybody has these secret little badges like the Boy Scouts that are going to be able to flash and get into places.
I'm sure they would have loved to have Donk too. I'm sure they would have.
No way, man.
You should have went with the historian people.
I'm a loner.
The Historical Society of the Sword Coast. We'll just make one up.
Big old Donk with glasses.
Well, no, which one was the one with all the scholars and whatnot?
That would be sweet.
Well, there's the Order of the Gauntlet. There's the Emerald Enclave.
Yeah, that's one Donk should have went with. That's one Donk should have went with.
And then there's the Zentrum,
because he's an academic.
Yeah, the Zentrum was not represented there in Red Larch, but you guys know of them. Okay, so we are going to get started. Now, you guys are... I'm going to go ahead and now that you guys have your... I need to do something really quick now that you guys have your characters assigned back to the proper owners. Man, good to see it. Man, this is the first time in weeks that I've had all 5 players in the game. This is exciting. All right, so I had to put all of you guys in the combat tracker. So, all right, now when you guys are walking up on the approach, Feathergale Spire rises from the pillars of rock high into the air. You can see the vultures swimming around. The tower itself is built what looks like to be like a white limestone, and basically embellishment of marble blocks put in there. And it kind of resembles like a gleaming sword that's like piercing up through the sky. Now, as you guys are approaching the spire,
Somebody is, compensating for something. What do you ladies think?
That could be it. I'm not too sure on that though.
Dave, what time of day is it?
It's probably mid-afternoonish. It's probably I would say probably around 2 o'clock or so.
I don't know, Theo, but I'll probably find out.
That's true.
I bet you will.
So as you guys are where this drawbridge is, there is a sort of like, it's not an open drawbridge to where you can just freely walk across. There is a sort of like a gate there, and as you guys approach,
Is Dave dropping out for everybody else or just me?
Yeah, okay.
I heard
he's
it, too.
dropping out for me, too. I just thought I was going deaf. Thank God you noticed that.
Let me reset my TeamSpeak really quick. Don't know why it's doing that, but we'll maybe it's just a relog thing. Alright, so hopefully you guys will be able to hear me now. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, Dave, that's much. It went up, went under.
I mean, is it
I'm just joking.
seriously? Is that happening? I mean,
It sounds a lot better.
It does sound
No,
better.
you dropped
Okay,
out again
alright.
for me.
Yeah, he just dropped
It's
out
a little,
for me too.
a little skippy.
no. Well, I don't know what to say. Everybody's
with
clear
it.
for me, so I have no clue. I'm not a technical person, so.
Yeah, we'll deal with it.
All right, so you guys can see that there's a gap of about 20 feet that separates the ledge where the path ends and the closed drawbridge of the spire. Now, when you guys kind of look down, this is several hundred feet down to the bottom of the canyon, and then near the ledge where this gate is, there is a little brass bell that hangs from a wooden post.
So obviously, we're supposed to ring the bell.
That's up. You guys can. I'll tell you what. If you guys want to bash through that, run across
20 feet, huh, Dave?
It's
And
20
how
feet to
long
the
of a
edge.
drop is it? How long of a drop is it?
200 feet. So you figure 20 d6, because every 10 feet. But
So
I
do
mean,
you
you
guys
guys,
want to do a human spider monkey?
you guys can do whatever you want. I'm not restricting you to ring the bell. If you want to ring the bell, ring it. If you want to bash through this gate, which is easily doable, it's not that,
Okay, Dave just
that's
dropped
certain.
out for me.
All right, so Raz, what do you say? I pick you up, swing you like a sporting event, like doing a dwarf toss, and then I'll throw you into the other area. What do you think?
I like that idea. I want to go over there and see what's up.
It's 20d6 if I miss.
Don't miss.
Or we could try throwing a rope across. I don't know if I trust actually having ringing the bell. I mean, come on. What are we gonna say?
Tie me to a rope.
Let me look.
Does it look like the picture that there are people patrolling?
Yeah, there's several of these giant buzzards, Kel, that are swirling high around the tower. It's not like they're not they don't see you as a threat or anything at this moment, because they are they're leaving the tower's area. They're all flying around the entire the Sighing Valley. They're just not staying right around the tower. I mean, they're kind of flying off and whatnot.
But are there people on them, like in the picture?
Yeah, oh yeah, you can tell that there are definitely riders on these giant vultures for sure.
I say we ring the bell.
They know we're coming.
Yeah, they know we're coming.
Exactly. They already see us anyway, so ringing the bell's not
Yeah,
gonna.
just ring the bell.
It's up
All
to
right.
you guys. You guys can take if you guys want to take the spire by force. I don't care. If you guys want to go hack and slash here, go old school. Do it. It don't matter to
So,
me.
is this bell like attached, or is it like I pick it up and tling, tling, tling? What is it like?
It's like I said. It's just a small brass bell that's hanging from a small wooden post, and you can see
All
that
right.
there's like a string going back. Following the edge of there's like a string that's going all the way back to the spire.
All right, I'm going to get on one side of it. I'm going to reach up with my mammoth hands. I'm going to start ding-a-linging it. Darling, and I'll go, dinner, dinner, everybody. Ding-a-ling-ling.
I do not think they are calling us for dinner.
No? It's like Pavlov for me. Every time I hear a bell, hey, Tommy's hungry. I want to eat some snacks.
All right, you guys
Like
go ahead.
Pablo's dog.
Go ahead and put on the map where you guys want to be. Where the drawbridge is, and you guys can see the spire. This is basically the ground levels. What is what you guys can see. There are these marble slabs on the tower. At perfectly spaced intervals where there's windows and whatnot too. So.
And Dave keeps dropping out for me.
Am I
Hey, would it be okay?
Am I dropping
Yeah, you're
out for
dropping
anybody
out for
else,
me.
or
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
you're
too.
dropping
For
off
me.
for me too.
I have no
Yeah.
clue why? So what? I mean, what
Dave-
is it doing? Is it just skipping, or is it just?
No, it just drops and then it's like it's stuttering.
Huh.
Hey,
I don't-
Would you do me a solid,
I have
Dave,
no clue
and
what
could
to
you share
say.
the map? I don't know which one it is in the images and map area.
There you go.
Oh, sweetness, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
Right, so we're gonna set our guys where we think we are over here. So I'm over here
Is
next
the
to the
bell?
bell.
Is the bell before the bridge?
It
Or
is.
before the door?
Yeah. There's sort of like a rickety. Sort of like a rickety a gate there, not the fanciest skill. And then when Donk goes up to it and starts ringing the bell for dinner, and start yelling dinner time, you can see that there's it is 20 feet, and across the way there is a small window. Basically what happens is the gate opens up, and you guys can walk up to the door now. This squeaky gate kind of opens up. You can see that the string was attached to it, and it kind of pulls it open.
So I'm gonna kind of, how when you're a kid and you're walking across a suspension bridge and you kind of bounce a little bit as you walk? That's what I'm gonna do to this gate, walking from one end to the other, just kind of like with a real springy in my step.
Okay. Yeah, so,
So it doesn't bounce the bridge on me and bounce me off the bridge.
no, it doesn't. So as you guys start to go on the bridge, a window opens up on the door. And you can see that there is a human female, and she greets you, and she introduces herself as Savra Bellabronta. And she asks you, what is your business at the Feathergale Spire? Are you here to purchase supplies? You do know, I'm sure you have heard that there is a 10% common markup that we have here if you visit the surplus here at the Spire.
You dropped out,
Could you
Dave.
guys hear me for that, or?
No.
Something about a 10% markup.
Yeah, there's a 10. She says there's a 10% markup for any goods or equipment. Basically, speaking out of character, anything that you want from the player's handbook, equipment-wise, they have at a 10% markup, basically. You know, she
Nice.
says equipment, but you know, for travelers and whatnot, and that's how they're able to afford to keep the spire is by, you know, travelers coming, and you know, but that's what she's, you know, introduced herself as Savra Bellabranta, and if you're travelers in need of goods or wares, and she apologizes that the weapons they do not have a huge supply of weapons at the moment. Or
So I tell
armor, but for normal equipment, they've got it covered.
So Donk I squeeze my face into that little window as much as I can, and I go, "I'm here for the dinner bell.
Oh, are
Let
you?
us in, Sabra.
How do you know about the dinner?
That's my dinner bell. Every time I hear that dinner bell, it's time for dinner for Donk. Let us in for snacks. It's 11sies.
I'm afraid I just can't open the door for snacks. Mr. Goliath, I'm sure you're such a friendly person, but could you step aside and I may conduct business with one of your other traveling companions? I appreciate the
I get out my
enthusiasm
purse.
that you have.
I get out my purse and I start rifling through some of my gold pieces, and I'll pick them out of I'll pick them, just put it back in there, then I'll shake it and get another one out and look at it and put it in there, and then I'll step off to the side. Sasha, open up the door for me.
I look over at Theo and think, "Is this your job?" And just kind of walk up there and say, "Yes, we are interested in seeing your wares. I
Oh.
apologize for my Goliath friend here."
Oh, that is no problem. He seems to be a fun companion to travel with.
You don't want Donk to be hangry.
We do not have a just to let you know. I'm sorry. What is your name? What is your name, Miss?
Sasha. My name is Sasha.
Well met, Sasha. I'm Savra. I'm sorry to let the Goliath down, but we don't openly invite people for dinner or for food. But however, we are doing a special celebration here. So I don't know if you're here for the celebration. Do you know what celebration we're having by chance? If you're here for the celebration, then possibly you could be invited in. But the Goliath is just not going to get any food.
No.
I'd like to make let's make a knowledge check on this people about their holy days. Try to figure out what festival they're having.
You could do you can do a check. I'll let you do a check with disadvantage, because there's really not a lot of information known about the Feathergale Spire. So go ahead and give me a check with disadvantage. You can just click the disadvantage. There you go. Wow, and that's
Wow, a 1.
I love disadvantage, don't you, Theo? I definitely do. Whoa, there it is. Yeah, you can't recall any kind of information that you don't even really know anything about this spire, to be honest.
I think it's celebration of the hollow bone bird people. That's what I think.
She just kind of chuckles and she says, "Well, get your coin purses and we'll get you squared away with traveling gear."
To see if I. So do they have any? Oh wait.
So the
I'm
little-
out of character.
I'm
sorry. No.
what's
go ahead,
that?
Dave.
Go ahead, Don.
No, that was my bad. You kind of cut out, and then I'm okay though. So.
All right,
we
I
can continue.
don't know what's going on. I think I may need to reset my router. So why don't you guys let me reset my router and give me about 5 minutes. So as you guys, as she closes the small little window, or her face disappears and you hear some clicking and whatnot, the door opens. and everyone is invited in, and she welcomes you to Feathergale's Spire.
Sweet. So I go ahead and step in the little entryway here. What? By the way, this is a giant spire. Is it like made out of stone? What kind of what kind of things are we talking about here? Is it like slick or mossy or old?
No, it's like I was saying before. It's made of like a lime, and within the lime walls there are blocks and chunks of marble to make it look really nice with a high gloss and whatnot. As you walk in, the ceilings are actually pretty high, about 18 feet. So you could actually be flying with an Aarakocra in here. You really could. And
plus, I'm pretty tall already, as I could just like jump. So I think Donk turns around and looks at everybody, and I stretch my arms way up, and I go, "Oh, fancy!"
And this is her. She's standing by the door, and this door is that you just came through. It's made of like a really fine oak, polished with iron, and it doesn't look like there was really any locks on the door. But as you can come inside, you can see that there are bars that go across the doors to basically keep them barred. The floor, all made of a very high polished white stone. As for lighting, there are sconces on the wall, and there are candles in these sconces that are not lit. But because of all of the the windows all throughout the Feathergale Spire, it is brightly illuminated inside of the tower. You can see that there are shutters on the insides, where they would probably just close them at night. Now, as you walk inside, you can see two doors, one to the south and one to the east, and these doors are also made of this very beautiful oak, kind of wrapped in with some iron, and these doors actually have locks.
So Donk points to the locked door, and I look right at Solver, and I go, "What's behind that door, lady?"
Which door? Through
the one that's all like locked.
The double door. She tells you that you will be going down to the stables to check out the equipment. They store all of the equipment because they carry so much of it in stock because of the frequent amount of visitors that they do have here at the Spire, that they keep all of the equipment and supplies for sale down in the stables.
So I ask her. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Raz.
I was just gonna say, Raz kind of goes up to her and asks her about. You said something about a celebration. What are you talking about?
Yes, I was wondering if you knew what the celebration was about. I didn't say anything else of it because I felt it probably wasn't of any importance to you. I figured you were probably just here for to purchase some supplies. And like I said, the supplies are 10% over the normal typical cost. We do have to survive here at the Spire.
I want to know more about this celebration. I like to know about my surroundings and other people's histories. So what is this celebration?
Oh, we've got a griffin hunt that we're going to be. We're actually, it's not really a griffin hunt. It's she says it's a manticore hunt. There's a manticore nest here in the Sighing Valley, and frequently when the manticores are pretty vicious monsters, and we are trying we're trying to kill the manticore, try to rid the Sighing Valley of this beast. A lot of the shepherds and the herders down in the gorge below are missing a lot of sheep because of the manticore, and so that's why we're trying to get rid of it. So it's sort of like we have this beast on like a sort of like a schedule on when it appears in the valley and when it goes to feed. So today should be, and hopefully should be, one of those days that it does make an appearance out of its lair, and we hope to kill the beast if it does emerge.
So Donk walks up, and I point
yes,
straight
Mr.
to the
Goliath.
sky, and I go, Can you ride one of those big birds?
We ride our vultures every single day, and we also have some griffins.
Wow. How can Donk ride a bird? Donk wants to ride bird.
Oh, maybe you will have your opportunity to ride on one of them at some point. Maybe I'm sure. Maybe
I get all
the
super.
the master
I
of
get
the
all super-
spire. Maybe he'll take you for a ride.
I get all super excited like a little like this.
She she just kind
You'll
of
ride a bird.
she just kind of looks at you and just kind of looks over to Sasha and gives you this, "You poor souls," kind of look.
I kind of return the look, acknowledging, and nod my head, and then kind of just roll my eyes a little bit.
And then she says, "You wouldn't happen to be the Sasha from Red Larch, would you?" No, I'm just kidding.
Dave, my reputation does not precede me yet.
I had to just do that. She says to Donk, she told you that maybe possibly there's a chance that maybe you could possibly ride a griffin or a vulture. She says probably the vulture would be more the size for you. She says you are a pretty hefty fellow.
Donk rubs his chin, kind of reaches in there and goes, "Tell me about Manticore. Donk will destroy."
Oh, manticores are pretty foul beasts. Give me a nature check,
Okay.
old Donk.
Good old Donk with the nature check. All right, here we go. I can actually do that really well because I'm Mr. Nature. Except it uses. Oh snap! Manticore, you say? 17, 18.
Nice roll, Donk.
That's my brother's name.
You know the manticore
Mant-
is a monster. You were just on it. On.
Man, I'm sorry.
I love Donk. It's so great. You know that a manticore is a monster in every sense of the word. A manticore has a vaguely humanoid head, the body of a lion, and the wings of a dragon. A bristling mane stretches down the creature's back, and its long tail ends in a cluster of deadly spikes that can impale prey at impressive range. And you know that they are a very evil predator. Now, she does walk over to one of the walls, and she points out a picture on the wall for you, Donk, to show
Wow.
you what a manticore actually is. So give me just a second.
So Donk's like, "Wow, watch out for the tail, Sasha. The Manticore tail is spiky. It can go right through the throat."
Jesus Christ. This is what a manticore looks like, Donk. And she takes you over and she
wow.
says, "See
Ew.
now, Donk, this is called a manticore." And she starts speaking really, really soft and gentle to Donk. And she's patting Donk on the head. "See, Donk, this is a manticore."
What is she, 10 foot tall?
No,
Thank you, nice lady.
she's reaching up. She's probably about 5'8", 5'10". Jesus.
Wow, that's a quite a creature. What's
Yes.
this guy's name?
He has no name, but this is what the foul beast of the Sighing Valley looks like, and one day he will meet his end. But see the big spikes. You have to really be careful of the spikes on the tail, Donk. They will get you.
Looks like the teeth is what I'm worried about. Look at all those teeth. He's got 5 rows of teeth.
I had never heard of this creature.
I'm gonna make a necklace.
Never heard of a manticore?
No, and none of them down from where I'm from.
And where is that, good sir?
Kellenthorpe.
Ooh. Are you a fisherman?
Do I look like a fisherman?
You look like an adventurer to me, but everyone had to have a past before they became an adventurer.
I've always been an adventurer of one kind or another.
Ah. An adventure of the sea, an adventure of the land. There's many different types of adventures. I meant to know disrespect, sir.
So I'm finished looking at the picture. but Donk kind of rubs it a little bit, like he's petting it.
Mhm.
That's a good kitty. And then I go walk away.
How big are these creatures?